gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government. Do you still think that jet fuel brought down the World Trade Center? Does anybody else see a problem here? If the government has nothing to hide, why are they so afraid to answer a few questions? This story does not add up.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, I am wound up. We've started our engines. We've been given the green flag. The race is on for free humanity against the global scientific dictatorship run by the psychopathic control freaks who are trying to play God, the architects of the transhumanist, eugenicist world government. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be here for the next 3 hours on this Monday, the 14th day of November 2011. And we don't have any guests today. Ron Paul's office has said they're going to try to get him on sometime this week, but he's got such a busy schedule, it may be, but basically pop in at any time. It could be today. But other than that, we don't have any guests today lined up here because I want to have plenty of time to cover all of the huge global developments that are coming into crisp, clear focus, and to take your phone calls. There is a report up at Infowars.com that just went live about 5 minutes ago that is a detailed, lengthy treatise completely proving that the global government is in operation and is poisoning the planet systematically. This is all admitted and hidden in plain view. Another triumph of PSYOP that this is going on and the average person is not even aware of it. A triumph of mind control. So today I'm going to break down the history of this, why the globalists are doing it, the evidence of them doing it. They are hiding this thing in plain view. After the public exposed what was happening, after independent scientists exposed what was going on, the system in the last 3 years just came out, started having government conferences about it, started admitting what they were doing, but putting a spin on it like we're saving the earth from global warming with this when it has nothing to do with it. They are spraying aluminum dioxide, sulfur dioxide, barium salts, and a cocktail of other toxins on the public, and it's all admitted. But now they're just reporting on it like it's the cost of potting soil or something up the street, or like they're reporting on the weather very calmly. After saying none of this existed, and it's just another example of living under this huge national security state, this global national security state, where the governments for 60 years publicly, they've been caught over and over again, ship the majority of narcotics into the West and then use police power against their competition, or how for now 40 years blood is taken from all babies in every globalist-controlled nation at birth and put in a global database, and they lie to the parents. It's not that there's some corruption in government. It's not that there are some corrupt groups in government or top 100 corporations. The entire thing is a military operation of pure deception, compartmentalization, and lies. The entire thing is evil. The entire thing is a Ponzi scheme, a fraud, a lie. It's now come out what's been known for decades that Congress, because they wrote the laws, legally insider trades on decisions they're going to make, and that the Congress people and the aides they hire sit there most of the time at computers knowing what's about to happen, insider trading, and that's how Nancy Pelosi can increase her wealth 69% in 2 years. That's how you go through this list of criminals. And the banksters have gotten their people in all the regulatory positions, so they won't go after any of their own people. They'll feed somebody the lions occasionally for doing nothing, like Martha Stewart. Nothing like the owner of the Dallas Mavericks did. Remember him? Mr. Cuban? But they sit there, and why is 60 Minutes coming out reporting this now? This is the banksters telling Congress, you don't do what we say, we're going to bring it out that you're sexual perverts and insider trading. When you talk about Nancy Pelosi and insider trading, of course, she's a criminal. That's why she's Speaker of the House. It's still nothing compared to the big issues that are going on. There is a worldwide geoengineering program that was launched in the early 1990s that has darkened the planet by over 22% on average and is making species disappear everywhere and plant life die and crops fail and poisoning the entire globe's soils. It's all confirmed. We have the patents, how they're doing it, why they're doing it, just mass absolute destruction. Weapons of mass destruction are being sprayed on all of us, but they're soft kill, delayed action weapons that will incrementally phase in, and the globalists have studied our human weaknesses and life's weaknesses. They know that deer will drink out of a poisoned pond, especially if it takes a few months to kill them. It builds up, then starts killing them. The deer will drink until the last deer is dead. Same thing with humans. And the globalists admit they've studied scientifically every aspect of human activity as if they were an alien species. That's their words, not mine. I'm not saying they're actually an alien species. They've said we see ourselves, the elite, as a separate species, and we analyze you. We've tracked every exit, every program. We're going to chemically brainwash you. We're going to brainwash you through the TV. We're going to break your families up. And why are we going to do that? To orderly kill you. Now, I know reality's hardcore, but I've presented it here to you. I've told you what's coming next. I've broken it all down. And so, because of that, we are launching the tweet bomb at Twitter, twitter.com/RealAlexJones. Just go to Infowars.com. And the top of any article, you see little icons, and you see one with a T. And that's the Twitter link. And we're asking everybody, if you have a Twitter account, to simply Twitter out the term Infowars.com. No W in front of it, just Infowars.com. And then put a short description saying Infowars.com is exposing chemical warfare operations, or Infowars.com is exposing the chemtrails, so that they will go to Infowars.com and see red linked at the top of the page, geoengineering our environment under attack. And it is a 7-page, highly bibliographed, where every incredible claim is linked directly to the government themselves. Again, it is public that the U.S. Army and Marines grow the opium and ship it into the U.S. They put it on the news in your face. That's the new psychological warfare tactic, because they can't hide it. Because they couldn't hide the chemtrails, it's now in your face what they're doing. It's for the earth, of course. Cutting off carbon dioxide, plants breathe is for the earth. Spraying aluminum dioxide on the plants and the humans and the animals. Brain disorders off the charts. Just the soils that can't produce. Don't worry, though, Monsanto is coming out with a whole line of aluminum-resistant plants that can grow in it. See, the globalists destroy God's creation incrementally, but then after they've cut your legs off, they come and sell you a peg leg and crutches. See how that works? See how that works? We'll be right back. The headline is Geoengineering Our Environment Under Attack. Just as the TSA issue with their groping and their radiating and their thieving and stealing and pedophile behavior has woken up the country across the political spectrum, it's the same with the geoengineering, also known as chemtrailing, that is admitted to now be going on. The article is Geoengineering Our Environment Under Attack. The greatest public health threat can no longer be denied, by Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones. I did a little bit of a report last night. I'm going to do a big TV report tomorrow night, and I will then play it the next day, Wednesday, here. What's happened is I've been studying this for 17 years. I was aware of it right when I got on air. People were bringing it up, engineers, scientists, and others. They said it's barium salts, aluminum dioxide, it's weather modification, but there's something else going on here. And then, of course, 15 years later, 14 years later, John P. Holdren, the White House science czar, came out and said, yeah, we've been doing tests. They're secret. The details are classified with barium salts, aluminum dioxide. And we found the patents, how it's added to the jet fuel. The companies don't even know. It's just incredible how they do this stuff. It's all through compartmentalization because people are so gullible, they never know. Then you ask, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? We have discovered why they're doing it. To control the weather and destroy foreign countries' economic systems and reduce population. A State Department memorandum, 200 states, to use food and weather and other systems as a weapon to starve out countries that are overpopulated. Economic warfare. Also, on the economic warfare front, to poison the soils where only genetically modified crops can now grow in them. That's part of the strategic program. And then you've got to have the cover story since the meddling conspiracy theorists, i.e. people that do deep research, go to the library, search government databases, risk their lives, know what they're talking about. You know, while you're off watching the football game or at the topless bar, we're reading CFR and Trilateral Commission documents. And because of meddling freedom lovers, meddlers who don't want their kids being sprayed with barium salts and aluminum dioxide, we knew exactly what it was. So now they've come out and said, oh, yeah, it is aluminum dioxide and some other things, barium and other things, and we're now going to go operational. All this stuff you've seen first starting in Europe and the U.S. and Canada, it's now going global, and now it's seen global. Now it's seen global. They have global standardization where the governments say, you know, these are the companies you use for the jet fuel. This is the specs. It's added. Then they have special spray planes on top of it that go up with other cocktails to actually block storms when they're coming in. They want to create a drought. Mumbai, Dubai, China. It's in the news. They're building giant antenna arrays to control the weather. Our criminal government has it as well. The Russians have it. They've got them all over Northern Europe. They've built these arrays. They're playing with the jet streams, everything. And again, you have a total national security state operating in Europe for 200 years in secret, over 200 years. You have a national security state since 47 with unlimited funds, can kill whoever they want, do whatever they want. Of course they run child kidnapping rings. Of course they ship the drugs in. Of course they're putting poison in the water. Of course they're GMO. They're playing God. These are the types of people that want power. They're the ones that want to get immunity. And once they get the power of a king, of absolute sovereign immunity that they claim through criminal force, it's a fraud, but they say they have it, they can do anything. So, of course, they gave a guy, what, in 92? We're going to cover all this tomorrow night's report. Of course, they gave a Nobel Prize in science for it. And they went global with it by the mid-90s. They went in Europe and the U.S. and other areas, but totally global in the last 5 years. And it's here, it's happening, we're fighting hard. We're fighting as hard as we can. And they treat us just like animals. We live in an artificial habitat. They are now manipulating the weather. They're poisoning us. The neurological disorders, you can just search, neurological disorders growing exponentially. I mean, young people are getting Alzheimer's. People are having Parkinson's disease just everywhere. Young people, muscular dystrophy, it's just everything. We are being... Cancer, 2,000-3,000%, depending on the type, off the charts. Diabetes, 2,000-3,000. You know, it's tripled in the last 30 years, doubled in the last 10. It's just mass death. They're just killing us. And then they've always got treatments that keep you alive a little while from the system they've already hit you with. Now, we're Twitter bombing. We can push this to the top of Twitter, Infowars.com. Twitter that out to everybody and then retweet. It'll push it up there into the top terms, and then millions of people will come find the geoengineering article. So tweet Infowars.com with geoengineering.
We're on the march.